Hello, and welcome to Quick Charge by Electrek. I'm Mikey G, and it's Wednesday, January 25th. A fair amount of news came from the desk of Tesla. Tesla has released its financial results and shareholder letter for the fourth quarter of the year 2022 after the market close. Tesla reported $24.3 billion in revenue in the fourth quarter, down $300 million from Wall Street expectations. But they did beat earnings with $1.19 per share. The company managed to increase its cash position by just over $1 billion during the quarter and now sits on an impressive $22 billion in cash. Tesla confirmed that 51% of their 405,000 vehicles delivered in the fourth quarter were delivered in December, when Tesla started to offer significant discounts. Despite half of their deliveries getting discounted, Tesla only took a 2-point hit on its automotive gross margin, landing at 25.9% in the fourth quarter. While these are certainly impressive numbers, Tesla is making it clear to shareholders that it plans to keep cutting the costs of their electric vehicles to withstand what they call uncertain times. Tesla seems confident that they can keep their lead in selling electric vehicles profitably. In a statement of prescience, Tesla writes, quote, "While cost-efficient manufacturing of EV is still rare across most of the industry, it is critical for profitability." Now, this is certainly on the minds of automakers across the globe, as Tesla is looking at very high gross margins comparatively, something others couldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. Elon Musk dismissed a serious question from investors about his negative impact on Tesla's reputation following his political comments and Twitter acquisition. During the call, Musk was asked, quote, "Since Elon started political influencing, polls from Morning Consult and YouGov show Tesla brand favorability declining in 2022 and division along partisan lines. Such brand damage can impact demand. Does Tesla track favorably, and how will any brand damage be mitigated?" Now, Musk's response to this was to check his Twitter account, seemingly on his phone, and say, quote, "So I got 127 million followers, and it continues to grow rapidly. That suggests that I'm reasonably popular. Now, I might not be popular with some people, but for the vast majority of people, my follower count speaks for itself. I have the most interacted social account maybe in the world, certainly on Twitter." Now, after this, he said that his Twitter can create demand for Tesla vehicles. This is certainly not the answer that many expected, and likely not one that they had hoped for either. Tesla has started to release a new software update to its customers with 2 new features: auto steering wheel heat and Sentry mode lighting. For vehicles equipped with a heated steering wheel, the function will turn on automatically with the climate control. For Sentry mode, which is a security feature that records events outside the car, the vehicle can now pulse the headlights when a threat is detected. Tesla used car prices have crashed $18,000 since their peak 6 months ago, bringing a new level of affordability to the brand. I remember about 6 months ago when I was shopping for an EV myself, and a Tesla was nowhere near what I could afford at the time, but things have changed. According to Car Guru's data compiled by Charlie Bilello, Tesla used car prices have crashed from an average price of $67,915 to a current average at $49,697. Teslas typically hold their value very well, but don't tell that to somebody who bought last month. Consumer Reports has released their latest rankings comparing the active driving assist systems of electric vehicle automakers like Ford, GM, Rivian, and of course Tesla. Their conclusion was that the industry leader is Ford with their Blue Cruise system. They wrote about the method that they used to test, saying, quote, "Each system was rated for its performance in 40 separate tests, such as steering the car, controlling the speed, and keeping the driver safe and engaged with the act of driving. Additional features such as automatic lane changes or reacting for traffic lights were not evaluated in this test. Consumer Report testers evaluated the way each of the 12 systems performed within 5 specific categories: capability and performance, keeping the driver engaged, ease of use, clear when safe to use, and unresponsive driver." Now, other surprises actually came from their testing and reports. Volvo ranked 11th out of 12, which was not expected considering that passenger safety is a huge selling point for the overall brand. Since the automaker has promised to deliver one of the safest electric vehicles on the planet with their upcoming EX90, they have a lot of climbing to do. Also, Tesla's autopilot system was previously ranked in second place, but now it has tumbled to seventh place on the Consumer Report chart. Okay, it is opinion time. This one's just going to come straight off the cuff because I don't have anything scripted for it. It's kind of hard to do so, but seems like Elon Musk was quite dismissive when he gave his answer on the call. He really did not address the actual core issue of it, which was the political side of it, more or less just saying that if you're worried about demand, then I can make it appear out of thin air. It's difficult to watch this because, as most of us know, social media can become a black hole for not only logic, but also for those who suffer from narcissism. I've had to deal with some folks in my life who've had narcissism, and it's difficult sometimes. And I once heard somebody say that narcissism is not a result of our society, like our current, social media, capitalist society. It's not a result of that, but it is born from that. That if you didn't have narcissism, then you would certainly contract it from social media. And there's nobody else more popular than Elon Musk on Twitter right now. So, at this point, it seems like a conclusion that he's got something to work out with his personality in terms of his own perception of his, clout and everything like that. I don't know. It's a tough thing. I kind of feel for the guy. He recently put up a tweet that said that there are two curses to either live forever or have enough money to buy whatever you want. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who would trade that for whatever curse that they have at the moment. But it's interesting to think that if you are one of the wealthiest, or at one time, one of the wealthiest people on the planet, and that you can buy whatever you darn well want, including a social media platform, that is a sign of other bad things that very well could come into contact with your life. I don't know. I really don't know where I'm going with this other than it's really hard to trust what Elon Musk says. It's hard to know whether something is just Elon Musk, his personality, and the way that he kind of thinks in the future, and trying to backtrack that into the current reality, because he does have that, and that is, arguably an asset for such a forward-thinking company. But also with that, you have to discern between Elon Musk just talking because it's the popular thing to do, and because he wants to be more popular on this enormous social media platform. It's also hard to know what's just him repeating what he has already said based on the robots that are repeating it back to him on Twitter. Just being inside of that echo chamber and tweeting back the things that he has already said that a superfan is trying to put up to him to try and get more attention. It's so messed up. I'm sure that historians are going to look back on Elon Musk as if he's like the only casualty of social media, not realizing that it is like tearing apart the fabric of our society in so many other ways. I don't know. The ramblings of an inane man. Take it for what it's worth. Thanks. In today's community comment found on YouTube, Kev Z says, "Looks like Tesla is trying to discourage buyers from purchasing the Model Y in red, as it's the only color that puts the price over the $55,000 limit for the $7,500 tax incentive." Yes, it would definitely seem so. That's rather strange coming from a brand whose signature color is red. What can you do? Thanks for watching Quick Charge by Electrek. I'm Mikey G, and I hope you have a great day.